Hey Clashers, and welcome back to another video. And today we want to talk about the strategy which is on the rise. It's getting used more and more, and we're talking about Dragon Riders, Bats, and the Sneaky Goblin. The triple combination of doom, if you want to say like this, because this strategy is in the Clan War League incredible powerful. It's not the best legend army, but today we want to talk about the Clan War, and we're going to jump into a Clan War planning and attacking. And that's the plan for the video. So let's get into it. Let's get started with the Clan War. We are having a nice one right there, but we want to start planning onto the base. Now we'll explain to you how to use this strategy and how to plan and making sure that those bases have no chances whatsoever. As I said, the best thing to use the strategy is in the Clan War versus those anti-3-star type of bases where the Town Hall is kind of off-center. A lot of people like to protect it with like storages and things like that, but to be honest, that's even not too threatening. So first off, you have to take down the Town Hall, and that's the job of the Sneaky Goblins because, well, those storages, you don't care. You can just bring 20 Sneaky Goblins and you will still get the Town Hall. That's easy. That's really easy. So let's just get through everything and what you have to do to get the Town Hall down. First off, obviously we need to take down the collectors, which is one Sneaky Goblin each. One Sneaky Goblin is going to take down a collector, as long as it's not really far inside the base. The next step is pretty much to go for the storage, which is if you're on, like if the storage on the outside, you need 2 Sneaky Goblins. If the storage is further inside the base, most of the time you should just like plan with 3 Sneaky Goblins and then you should be fine. The next thing is we're going to use 2 test Sneaky Goblins, one on each side of the Town Hall, making sure that there are no traps, because if you're hitting a giant bomb with the Sneaky Goblin is going to die right away. So that's obviously not the best thing. So quick math, really quick. We have overall 7 Sneaky Goblins in the beginning just for funneling and everything. And then we need 5 Sneaky Goblins to get to the Town Hall with 1 invisibility spell, and we're done. This Town Hall is gone. It's always the combination of 5 Sneaky Goblins and then the invisibility spell, which is always going to take it down a Town Hall if there are no traps. So the Town Hall is down, and the next plan is going to be, that is going to be just using the hero push from the top side. We're having a lock launcher for that. We're using every single hero, and then we're using those Dragon Riders on either on the left or on the right. We still have the Royal Champ as well, which we can like kind of off-center. And then the main goal is to take down splash damage around the bottom side, and that's kind of the key thing. We have only the wizard towers left, and those bats are coming in from the left or from the right, depending on how the hero push is going. And we're just going to overpower the base. That's the army which I'm going to run. You always have to adapt, obviously, with how many sneakies you bring. But still, let's just dive into it. Let's see if we can make it work. As I said, we need around about 12 Sneaky Goblins. I brought 2 extra Sneaky Goblins just in case if something is going wrong, like something unexpected. And then we're wobbling already in the top side. So a lot of things at the same time, just to make sure that later on we don't have to like worry too much. Now already triggering the first traps, which is awesome. Like that's how we were planning, and that's how we were hoping. Another giant bomb is getting triggered, and now we can use 5 Sneaky Goblins, use the invisibility spell. Wait a second. Actually, there was a spring trap. I did not trigger the spring trap, so we have to reinforce our Sneaky Goblins. And unfortunately, I have to invest another invisibility spell. So things already are not going as planned. This spring trap really caught us off guard. But still, we're looking okay. Now the king from the top side in with the Ice Golem for tanking. Royal Champion just in a second. But first off, just the other 3 heroes, which means King, Queen, Warden. Everything is in there. And then we're going to use that Royal Champion just to support whichever side we're going to feel better about. So far, I think we're looking a bit tricky that the Queen is not going inside. That's why I'm going to use the Royal Champion, I think, on the right side. But first, let's just use the Warden ability. Queen is actually going back inside, which is awesome. And now we can use the Royal Champ, as I said, on the right side to push everything in. And getting this scatter out of the way. As I said, we want to take care of splash damage with this army, like with this army in general, but with this push especially. Take down as much splash as possible. And now the scatter is going down, the wizard tower is going down, and there we go with those Dragon Riders. They're supposed to take down now the other side, which is a wizard tower and a scatter shot as well. So we have only those 3 wizard towers at the bottom side still left. To somehow have a chance of defending this. So we can just start with those bats. I'm going to start at the right side because on the left the Dragon Riders are still doing their thing. And one risky thing is if those Dragon Riders are going to trigger a red bomb, this red bomb is going to go for your bats. The bats on their own cannot trigger any traps, but if something else is going to trigger that, that's a really bad thing for them. That's why I'm starting them on the right side, really far away from my Dragon Riders. And, well, so far so looking good. We're using those freezes. Perfect. Okay, one shot. The Wizard Tower got one shot, but still, we're looking okay because we have just too much power left. And this base is standing no chance whatsoever to defend against this strategy. And we can see already the pattern, right? Sneaky Goblins for the Town Hall. Hero push from the other side into like one of those big eagle compartments. And then you're just using the Dragon Riders on the flank of those heroes to make the push even stronger. And then you have a little bit of a back end left, which is typically added with like one single Inferno Tower. And then just take it out. That's how easy it is. So let's take a look at the next base. We have a similar setup again. We have this Town Hall compartment. We have a single Inferno Tower right behind the Town Hall compartment, which is right now the meta in anti-3-star setup bases. And so let's just approach the base the exact same way as we just did. So what I'm going to do is we have two options this time. We can wall break on the left or on the right. First off, I think I'm going to go in from the right because I'm kind of scared if I'm going from the left. They might get distracted by the inside gold storage. I'm just really afraid of that. So that's why I'm just going to send them in from the right side. Sneaky Goblins for the Town Hall. And then we're going to push in from the bottom side. Using the Warden just in this corner. And then just the Hero Dive with the Lock Launcher right in between. And that's already the hero push. And then you might notice already there's not too much splash damage left. I'm going to try to use the Royal Champ to take down the right scatter shot if everything is working as planned, which means another splash damage building is down. And then the Dragon Riders on the left, which means there's only splash damage, which means multi-Inferno Towers, so we can take that out easily. So we're just going to add the bats at some point, maybe at the top left or on the right side with our Royal Champion. And both things are they should look fine. This is the army composition. As I said, always whenever you use this army composition, you always have to adapt and count the Sneaky Goblins again and again. And as soon as you did that, you're looking good. You just have to adapt with how many funnel troops you then have, obviously. And on this one, I've just bring a Valkyrie just in case if there are any ground skeletons on my hero dive. So now, let's get into it. Let's get this wall break done in just a second. And this time I'm bringing a giant because I was kind of afraid of a Tesla farm. And actually, surprise, there was a Tesla farm. That was kind of obvious. There's actually a small bomb, so that's kind of upsetting. But I think they should... No, they're not triggering any trap. So we're going to use two Sneaky Goblins, one on each side. We can see already they triggered quite a few traps. So just in case another Sneaky Goblin, if we missed anything. And actually, there was one more small bomb. So sometimes just bring one or two extra Sneaky Goblins just in case. Because if those Sneaky Goblins are not going to take down the Town Hall, you have a huge problem. Especially in the Claymore League, where you cannot clean up the 1-star or something. In the Claymore, it might be not as bad, but still, you don't want to have that happen. Now the Royal Champion, now the Warden Walk, the really small one, as I said, at the bottom side. Sneaky Goblins to funnel the rest of the base. And then we're just adding everything else. King, Ice Golem, Valkyrie, Queen, as we just did earlier. The exact same approach as we just did earlier. The Lock Launcher as well. Same thing, same procedure as every attack or every year. Is the same, right? Now, as we use the King ability, always try to use the King ability in combination with the Warden. This is where this strategy is becoming unstoppable pretty much with just this combination. My Warden obviously has to follow to make this combination work, which is quite upsetting. But finally, the Warden followed, so the Warden ability is in place. And now the Ice Golems actually are walking to the outside. But that's not too bad. I already said I want to use the Royal Champion over there, so I'm just adding it and adding some more power on this right side. Now we have the Loons, now we have the Dragon Riders starting in as well to take down the double multi-Inferno Tower on the right. And you can see already we're taking more and more splash out of this base. The next scatter is going down, the first multi-Inferno Tower is going down. So we're only really afraid about this scatter on the right. And even that scatter is going to be taken down by my Royal Champion. So there's at this point 2 Wizard Towers left. And the multi-Inferno Tower, which hopefully should go down soon. But wait a second, that multi is not going down. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to freeze it. And at this point, I'm noticing, okay, guys, this Inferno Tower is not going to go down. So I'm just starting my bats on top of the multi-Inferno Tower to make sure that the multi-Inferno Tower is going down. And now my bats are just cruising through. They're just finishing off this base. The last Wizard Tower went down as well with my Royal Champion. The bats were clean up. And this is how you wreck bases left and right with this strategy. Another 3-star in the books. And guys, really, just try it out. This strategy is really truly impressive, especially in the clan war, where you can plan on bases, where you can see, okay, there's the weakness, the tunnel's kind of exposed, there are not too many storages in front of it, so easily take it out, and then just send your heroes the most powerful tool which you have right now in your army, and just make them even stronger with the war on ground as well. That's how easy things can be. Let me know how you feel about this strategy. As I said, it's really powerful at the moment, and competitive play is getting used quite a bit. If you're like, if the base builders are not really careful about how they place their resource buildings, because this is what goblins, leaky goblins are targeting. If they are not really careful about that, this strategy is actually crazy in its wrecking bases. But either way, thank you so much for watching. I hope that I was able to explain you this strategy, and you can now in future wreck bases left and right in the clan war. Thank you so much. I will see you guys back tomorrow. Until then, see ya and bye bye.